Okay, Instagram. I have here Stephen
Stay ready, Stephen.
and Shark. So Facebook camera. Say hi to yourselves. Instagram camera. This is going to be our interactive questions camera. So guys, this is the first episode of Box and Talk, back after a summer break. So these are my guests today, Stephen and Shark.
How's it going, guys?
So I'll let them guys introduce themselves. So guys, you can mix it up between this camera and this camera.
Alright,
Okay.
What's up, guys? Stephen, known as Stay Ready Stephen as well here.
What's up, guys? I'm Shark. My real name is Bogdan Gribenuk, but I go by Shark.
Don't call him Bogdan.
Bogdan, he does not like it. Don't call him fish, goldfish, piranha. So it's actually the guys' 1 year anniversary, like in a couple of weeks. So I thought it'd be cool to get them in, check in with them, and let them tell you a little bit about their story as well. So, Stephen, where'd you get the jacket?
Everybody's been asking about the gold jacket. I can't give you guys my top secrets, but I'll give you guys this one. It's Urban Outfitters, guys. It was at Urban Outfitters, and it was on clearance as well too, so I had to pick it up.
Damn. You should sell it as your official Stephen B&B merch.
Stay Ready merch.
Stay Ready merch.
I like that. It's coming soon.
Shark, what about you? What's your story?
What is my story about my gray Box and Burn t-shirt?
Yes.
Tank top. What do you mean the story like?
So, quick background. How you ended up in LA and in Box and Burn, and then a year later.
Long story short is that I was born and raised in Ukraine. I was a competitive swimmer since I was 7 years old. Long story short, swimming got me to the United States because I got a scholarship in college, a full ride. I went to Westchester University right outside Philly. I graduated there in 2016, and last summer I moved to LA, and I decided to pursue a career in the fitness industry. So that's why I'm here.
Nice. And you lucky members have us straight now. So, a topic a couple of people kind of mentioned to me was now that the mornings are getting darker, you know, summer's almost over, even though it's California, you know, go to your town or my town, maybe even your town, you'll know what winter is then. How do you stay motivated? Like, so all year long, from the new year, where we've got, you know, new year, new me.
Right.
Then it's coming into summer, so we're like, yeah, let's get like beach ready.
Right.
Now that the mornings are darker and summer is over, how do you change your motivation angle? Like, how do you find a new way to get motivated?
Well, I kind of, you know, try to tell people that I come in contact with, even my clients, I'm like, you know, everybody thinks of like summer ready, and they think they can get summer ready in like 2 weeks. You know, they always come to you like, hey, I need to lose like 40 pounds in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And so the way I kind of try to stay motivated with people is let them know, like, the winter's kind of where you build that. You know, you build that in the winter time. And then in the summer, that's when you get to show it off. You know, you can't
show it off and enjoy it.
Yeah. You can't just show up and be like, hey, I want to lose, you know, and be ripped in 3 weeks. So I'm like, the winter time's when you should really be, you know, focused and motivated. And then when the summer comes, that's when you get to show it off and kind of, you know, go out your, you know, drinking or whatever you guys want to do.
Yeah.
But so with the winter time is how I stay motivated is like, you know, I switch it around. I'm like, I'm gonna get ready in the winter and then I'll show off in the summer as opposed to the other way around. You know?
That's the mentality like I use. Think like if you're an athlete and you've got to fight, don't show up to the gym 3 weeks before. Like, it's gonna take 2 to 3 months to really do some good damage.
Yeah.
So you've got to address it the same. What about you, Shark?
For me, I don't really rely on motivation.
Yeah.
For me, it's discipline. You know, there's got to be discipline. For me, being in shape, working out is just important as brushing my teeth in the morning. You know, it's a
I'm
part of
brushing
my
your hair.
yeah, it's just a part of my routine. I can't imagine my life without it. It's just important. I believe in taking care of myself.
Yeah.
And, you know, training, whether it's boxing or strength or any type of training that you prefer. I think it's just got to be something that you can't imagine your life without. It's very important. So I don't really rely on motivation. It's just part of my routine, part of it's a discipline more than motivation.
That's true. I said something like that before. It's like motivation is like just understanding the discipline. Like, let's say we're all adults, right? If you have too much like trash in your house, you got to take it out. I'm not motivated to take this trash out. I know it has to be done, so it's discipline rather than, oh yeah, I'm gonna do that because I want
That's right.
to. Yeah.
That's right.
And to kind of piggyback off Shark's, point as well too, when somebody, comes to me and they're like, I'm motivated to get in shape, I kind of look at them and I'm like, motivation doesn't last long. Motivation will last a week or two, and then you're just like, I'm done with this. So I'm like, if you're motivated, you should be motivated to get through like a workout you don't feel like doing. That's your motivation. But like you said, if you're not disciplined and determined to get somewhere, motivation is going to last 1 or 2 weeks, and then you're just going to fall right back off the bus.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
So, guys, throw any questions at us you want. There's a couple. I'll get to them in a little bit. Loads of thumbs up for Stephen's jacket already. So, a question we had was, as a trainer, how do you stay motivated to come in and give your best? So let's say, we do this year round. It's physical. There'll be days where we're under the weather as well. So how do we show up and bring our best? How do you keep that, I've never seen a class where you're not 100%.
Yeah.
So
the way I approach it is simple. To be your best, I try to be the best man I can be. And to be your best, you gotta give it your best. No matter what you do. Whether it's fitness industry or any other industry, if I was cleaning floors, I would also give it my best, you know what I mean? So why give, like today you posted on your story, it's not 70% diet, 30% workout.
Right.
It's gotta be 100% everything you do. If you truly wanna be your best, if you wanna be in your best shape, if you wanna be successful, boxing or fitness trainer or whoever you are, whatever business you do, you gotta give it your best. So that's how I think it should be for
I think me and you are very similar how our mindset is as well. If you're gonna do something, do it right.
Yeah.
You don't want to take the easy route.
Now,
out.
don't get me wrong. There's obviously days where you
it's
don't
harder.
feel you're 100% and it's harder.
Yeah.
But on those days, you just gotta give it your best that day. You know? If you're tired, push through it. Have some Celsius or whatever. Grab a cup of coffee or push through it. There's always gotta be tough days where you have to push through.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, as long as you care about your work, you just gotta give it your best, and that's it.
I think the fact that we're never a single class trainer, like most gyms. So if I'm feeling off and I'm in class with Stephen, he shows up, he's feeling great, and then I'll feed off that energy, and all of a sudden it's a team effort. And the days you don't feel as great, you can rely on your team to kind of pull you through a little bit more.
And that's why, like the whole, especially here at Boxing World, the whole team atmosphere, is what really makes the gym. Like, I love working with both you guys, because like you guys say, Sundays, you kind of come in, you have a long day, a couple training sessions, and you're like, not feeling it. You can see Shark fired up, or you see, you jumping around, and you're like, oh, okay, you know what I mean? Like, you're part of a team, so it's time to go,
Definitely.
So it's definitely gives you that extra energy.
Absolutely.
So a question we had was, when did you first realize you wanted to pursue a career as a trainer? Steve.
For me, I always kind of grew up working out. I was actually a basketball player growing up, and my big goal was I just wanted to dunk a basketball. So I would run stairs at night. I would do, my squats, my deadlifts and stuff, and then people would come to me and ask me like about workout tips and stuff, and I was just kind of like, I never thought about pursuing a career in training, and then it just kind of never stopped. I just wanted to get better at basketball, so I was doing drills, and then I would look online like, what's a better drill? So I just kind of kept pursuing that. And then a couple of years down the road, I was just kind of like, hey, I can kind of put all this information that I've accumulated over the years to use. Started working with a couple people, and then now I just love it. I just I can't stop.
It's like where that quote, like find something you love and make it your job. So you do all of that out of fun. Like, I want to get better for me. I want to learn this.
Right.
You're like, hey, I can actually make money here too. Great. What about you, Shark?
So for me, it's similar to what Stephen said. It's just something that I love doing. I would do this anyways. But now that I have a chance to make a living off of it, I'd be stupid not to take this opportunity,
Right.
So, I could go really deep into it. I mean, obviously I was an athlete my whole life, and then boxing was always my favorite sport, so that's how I got into boxing. While I was a competitive swimmer in college, every off season I would box on a day-to-day basis, and I would do strength training every other day, and I would swim, once to 2 times per week in every off season, which is 5 months long. So 7 months we compete, and we in season. 5 months I would just swim once, twice a week, and I would do boxing and strength training. And every year, my freshman through senior year, there was not one year when I didn't improve my results. Every year I got faster, and that's just the way it is. I love fitness, healthy lifestyle, being just for me it's just taking care of yourself, well, your own well-being, and if I know how good this makes me feel, and if I can make other people feel like that, feel better, feel more confident, feel happier, healthier, stronger, then this is amazing.
Definitely. Like, I think we take for granted sometimes the knowledge we have through experience or from studies we've done, but if you can make someone's life better. Kevin Watson in the house.
Kevin Watson.
Say something worthwhile, Kev, for interrupting us.
Even Kev,
What are you doing?
Kevin knows.
Kevin, hashtag
Kevin knows.
This is the new B&B. Stay ready,
And
guys.
this is the new B&B gear.
Give us a thumbs up if you would buy that.
Thumbs up.
With a B&B Stay Ready logo on it.
Boxing bird right on the top right here.
Yeah, but I think we take for granted what we know, and you people out there struggling, eating the wrong things, thinking it's healthy, or training the wrong way, thinking it's proactive for them. And we know how to do that, so you get to help someone, and you get to put food on your table at the same time.
Right, at the same time.
We did have a few questions, sports specific, so I think Stephen and Shark both good guys for this sort of question. How do you work? How best workout for power?
For me, if you think about what power is, it's force times velocity. So I think, in America, we're kind of infatuated with bigger and heavier is better. But if you're looking to improve power, it's also, you can't, just disregard that velocity aspect to it. So for me, with my power athletes, I, kind of put them through a cycle, but at the end of the cycle, for the max power, I go for my plyometrics, use that rapid acceleration off the ground and stuff. That's really going to, improve your rate of force development.
Yeah.
So for power, I always go to plyometrics, things of that nature.
What about you, Shark?
I like plyometrics as well, but I like medicine balls for power.
Yeah.
I think it's a great tool, especially for boxing. If you want to make it boxing specific, there's a lot of drills you can do with medicine balls to improve the power of your, because it's a lot of rotation, core, shoulders, the hips. So yeah, I really love medicine balls for power training. Nice.
So whoever asked that power question, definitely I agree with Steve and Shark on that. Like you said, you want to train the speed concept of it. Those med ball throws I've really noticed my own power with those, so definitely get on those. And then another question. Oh, Shark's dogs have joined the conversation. Those are some trained dogs. They must have tums somewhere. Best drills for footwork, and if you have an example you can give. I'll let you guys think for a second. Me personally, I like ladder drills. With footwork as well, it's like repetition is the best way. Just get used to being on your feet, get comfortable on your feet. Just start basic, like 2 in, 2 out, 2 in, 2 out. Get used to moving on your feet and keeping control of your body. Don't move faster than you can keep control of. And for me, repetition, the more I'm in the ring all day, the better my feet feel. So don't skip the footwork and just go straight to the heavy bag. Just move around with no hands, and that for me is my favorite.
Yeah. No, I'm with you, like you're saying, repetition, obviously the ladder drills and stuff, in and outs and stuff. Just moving in the ring too, go in there, just move around, in the ring. But for me, footwork, you have to look at what's weak. So with all my athletes, I kind of really focus on the feet, the strength of the feet, the strength of the ankle. You can improve that strength first. You can then convert that into your footwork patterns, become a little more explosive in and out or lateral side to side. So before I go to any drills, I really like to strengthen the foot and the ankle complex, and then we'll kind of, progress into our footwork drills.
Nice. What about you, Shark?
For me, what you guys said, ladders are obviously great. the most important tool for me for boxing specific footwork was shadow boxing by far.
Yeah.
Shadow boxing was by far the biggest tool that helped me improve my footwork. If you're, you know, there's different footwork. If you're a tennis player, your footwork is going to be different than a boxer's footwork. So you gotta think first what kind of footwork you're trying to improve. If it's boxing footwork, then I want to say shadow boxing is my favorite tool. Obviously, there's a lot of drills on the ladder that you can do that will be beneficial, but I like it to make it very specific to boxing, and so shadow boxing is huge.
So we actually had a couple people with a similar question about their knees. One of them was, let me check real quick. You guys, okay, got it. What kind of lower body workout can I do if I've had previous knee injury that limits my range of motion?
You kind of have to look at, you know, like what you've been doing, you know, that's causing the injury. And sometimes it's always not the knee. You know, people always think of like, oh, my knee hurts, but it could be something at the hip or something at the ankle that's causing the knee problem in the first place. But if you do think it's your knee and you do get your MRI and they say it is the knee, if you want to put strength in the knee without so much movement in it, I like isometrics for that. So, you know, you would just do an isometric hold or pin up a bar against something that's not going to move. Put the isometric contraction in there, and then, you know, it'll just strengthen the ligaments and the tendons in the knee through an isometric contraction, and then from there you can go on and, you know, do your dynamic movements after you strengthen the knee with your isometric movement first.
Yeah. Interesting. Is that knee injury from boxing?
Yeah.
Or if you're watching now, have you had it checked out? It's definitely a knee issue, or you think it's a knee issue. And do you know what caused it? We might be able to help you a little bit more with your question. Shark, what about you? What would you train if you had limitations in the knee?
If it's the previous injury that a person is recovering from, I would just take it slow. You know, I would focus on the basics, basic squat, basic lunges, basic things, but taking it easy first and with no weight at all. Like Steven said, using isometric holds first, and then moving into dynamic stuff. You know, controlling both. If it's a dynamic exercise like squat, you know, controlling both eccentric and concentric parts of your squat. Going light at first, making sure the warm up is very good to make sure your joints are ready, and listening to your body. You gotta listen to your body. Most injuries happen when you not warmed up enough, and you just go right into it. You go hard, and you're not listening to your body. You're just like, oh, all right, let's go. Let's fucking go.
Right.
Jumping in, not keeping in tune with your body, just throwing your body around.
Yes.
100%, yep.
We did have a question, right? So you guys can think about this. How do boxers protect their knees? So one of our members hurt their knee while boxing. So if you're hurting your knee from boxing, right? Help me out with this. I'm thinking if you're trying to pivot but not move your toes and you're just moving your knee, that's a bad like knee ligament injury.
Right.
Or, you know, when we say, like, let's say you're orthodox and you're throwing a left hook, if you turn with your knee, like lead your body weight shift with the knee, like rather with the hip, then that knee is putting all that pressure.
Yeah.
So that would be like a little technique drill you could work on to learn how to really twist out of your toe and drive through the hip rather than just pointing the knee. What do you think on that? Have you ever heard of boxers with knee injuries? Or?
Yeah, I've met tons of boxers with knee injuries, and then my first thing when I hear about a knee injury is I go to, like I said, what they've been doing.
What else?
A lot of times, you know, you get these boxers and they do road work, you know, so when they do that road work, I just think, you know, you have to really watch your pattern of what you're running. A lot of people, when they're running with these big padded shoes, they like to land heel first. And then, so if you think about landing heel first, all the energy travels up to the knee, and it can kind of, you know,
absorbs in there,
that knee, and then the hip absorbs all the impact of every step you're taking. And another thing as well too is, you know, when people are in the ring and stuff, I know we all want to look good, but I think, you know, just sometimes trying to throw a punch too hard, you know, you throw a punch too hard and then you turn way too over and you overextend, over-rotate your knee maybe a little bit too much. So, you know, focus on technique a little bit more as opposed to, you know, so much power.
So much power,
and then looking, you know, how you're running, how you're impacting every time you take a step when you're doing your road work and stuff like that. I think, you know, those are two areas you should look at and then see if one of those is the issue. Yeah.
Jack, you in on that?
Yeah. So what I was gonna say about that is, I think oftentimes people get hurt boxing because they're too tense. They tighten up. They're not breathing right. They not exhale. Like how many times a day do you tell members to exhale when they punch? Right? A lot. It happens a lot. So make sure you breathe right. What Steven said. People tend to be on their heels. Some people tend to be on their heels. Road work might be a cause for your knee injury. It's obvious that there is no boxing without jump rope. I love jump rope. Jump rope will get you used to being on the balls of your feet. It will get you used to being light on your toes, like we say. Move freely without wasting any energy, without tensing up. So if you really if you're struggling with footwork, not only shadow boxing, you gotta move around, move your feet when you shadow box, but you gotta do a lot of jump roping. I think that will get you used to. You gotta feel on your toes, and you know, you gotta be able to move in your boxing stance so efficiently, so it doesn't, you're not wasting any energy, you know. So it just becomes second nature to you.
Definitely, the jump rope will really teach how to be more on the toes, less on the heels. We got another interrupter.
Who's this guy?
Topman.
If you don't want to learn about boxing, come see him.
Topman boys.
Interviewing
girls.
Boxing talk.
And Tony.
Boys and girls.
Tony's so sexist.
You guys have any questions for Tony?
Any questions for Tony? Wow, we've just lost all our followers all of a sudden. What's going on?
Everybody.
It's because Tony tuned in. Hey Tony, waves. Stephen has a good question. Do you prefer straight boxing with your clients, or do you enjoy the strength and conditioning side?
It's whatever my client, it depends on my client's goals.
Yeah.
For me, the way I work with my clients, it's always we're chasing after our goals. So before I even start working with my clients or try to customize a program for them, I'm gonna ask them what their goal is.
Yeah.
And depending on their goal, you know, if my client comes into me and says, I want to get stronger, we might not even do boxing at all.
Yeah.
But if my client says, you know, I want to learn boxing while getting stronger, that's what we're going to have to see how we're going to approach our training, whether we're going to split the session in half, do boxing and strength training within the same session, or we're going to do a couple sessions a week with, you know, a few sessions being boxing and one strength training, or a few sessions strength training and one boxing. So it really depends on clients' goals for me.
Yeah. I think it's the same. It's like, if some people just want, you know, a general goal is always lose a bit of weight, get stronger, get leaner, feel fitter. Then I'll always mix it up, you know. Use boxing as a modality for sure, because it's a good way to get a lot of cardio in without people realizing or not getting bored. And then I'll go to a lot of traditional dumbbell, barbell exercises for like getting, like, really developing truer strength, stuff like that. Here's a question from the Muse Mystery. Tips for boxers who want to get stronger, barbell or kettlebell?
Both.
Both, yeah.
Why not both? If you have both tools, why not use both of them? Why not? It's like free weights versus machines. If you choose one or another, of course free weights. But if you have an opportunity to use both, I would use both.
Yeah, they both have their pros and cons.
Right.
Sure.
It
Yeah.
just depends as well too on like the training response you want. You know what I mean? Like if you think about what training is just a stress response to the body. So it just depends on kind of like what stress response do you want. You know, if you're already strong enough, maybe a little kettlebell work would be more beneficial.
Yeah.
But if you're kind of super flexible, super loose, maybe a little more barbell training would be more beneficial. So it's kind of give and take. What do you want? What are the training response you're looking to achieve?
I think personally, sorry, Shark, I felt when I train with kettlebells, I love them that you get very strong because 10 pound is 10 pounds, but you're moving in a different way than a dumbbell. That I don't know, it gets me way more cardiovascular, like fatigued, which I like because I'm trying to get fitter and stronger at the same time. If you're just trying to develop strength in a certain muscle group, dumbbell is probably a little bit better to really kind of isolate the group of muscles.
Yeah. Agreed.
A question someone did send in for Stephen is, what's your go-to resource for staying ahead of the game? # stay ready.
Yeah, stay ready.
Stephen.
My go-to is I study a lot of the old Russian science actually. It kind of got lost in translation for some reason. As I said before, I think in the U.S. we're kind of influenced by bigger is always better. And there's a lot of like old Russian science from the Eastern Bloc guys, Vershansky and people like him, that demonstrated through science and through studies, that sometimes plyometrics and dropping such the heavy load and more movements that you can actually speed through them, can kind of be more beneficial than sitting under a bar and doing bench press all day. So things like that. I try to stay ahead of the game, by looking at some of the old Russian stuff.
Yeah. Seeing what worked when there was less.
Yeah, exactly. When there's a lot less, for sure.
So a question for Shark. So I could be wrong, correct me. Shark's had 2 heart attacks.
Yes.
Shark's had 2 heart attacks.
Yeah.
He's been technically dead
During one of them.
Yeah.
So he is a zombie.
Can't kill a shark.
But he's had 2 legit heart attacks. Was technically dead for a while in one of them. Do you still worry about your heart now, or like what's your whole thought process with that?
I don't worry. I had my heart attacks happened in 2010. As soon as we figured out, I saw one of the best doctors in Ukraine, and as soon as we figured out what was the cause, because I had the cause for my heart attacks was a heart condition that I was born with, which is called Wolff-Parkinson-White Syndrome. They also call it Wolff's heart. So as soon as they discovered that was the cause for my heart attacks, I had a surgery performed, and basically, in simple words, what caused the heart attack was fixed. I apologize, I'm not a doctor, I can't explain it in a pretty way, but what I do know is that I feel better than ever, healthier than ever.
Yeah.
I do not worry about getting another heart attack. I train hard, I live a very active lifestyle, and so I don't worry.
So a question then we had that kind of stems from that is, obviously the job we do is very physical. How do we all spend time, making time for like self-care physically, like with your body, and how do you find that balance to not spend 6-7 days a week in the gym, or by the time you have a day off just on the couch all day because you feel dead? How do you balance living, training, working, and like taking care of your body as well? Steve, hit us.
Just for me personally, I always take Sundays off. Sundays is my day to kind of decompress. And I'm in the gym, 6 days a week, like you guys are as well. So Sundays is my one day where I just kind of hang out. But even for me though, on my day off on Sundays, I still pick up a book. And for me, reading is kind of my way to kind of relax, decompress, and I still feel like I'm doing something productive. I don't like to just sit on the couch, for a whole day and just let the day pass by. I still pick up a book, I'll still put a podcast in, and for me, I find that to be, relaxing.
Yeah. Anything that switches your brain.
Yeah, it's kind of, But I just love training so much, that I just doesn't.
Yeah, you enjoy that reading, so that's your
And then
use
as far as physically, I like compression boots. I'll do that, muscle stimulators, and just things of that nature to kind of help me just kind of decompress and just relax a little bit.
Yeah.
I kind of use more technology for that.
Shit. How do you unpause this? still there. Shark, check it on your phone. See if you can see us.
Yeah.
Still there?
Yeah.
Can you see you right now?
I'm seeing Steven.
Is he talking? That's a little bit behind.
Yeah, that's what I'm like.
Shit, where'd it go? Okay, let me end it and read. Oh, they can still see us. Thanks, Jen. So we're looking at a black screen, so I hope it's not like that terrible camera where it looks terrible. Shark, how do you self-care and balance? Looking at a black screen here. Guys, let us know you're still there. Just send us a little like wave or something.
I'm the same as Steven. I take Sundays off. When I first started Boxing Burn, I was working 7 days a week, and you know, as much as I love this job, even too much of the best thing isn't good for you. Balance is right. So I Sunday's my day off, but I don't just lay on the couch either. I like to spend time with my wife and my dogs, be active. You know, we mix it up. Some days we'll go to movies. Some days, you know, some days we don't feel like going anywhere. We'll watch a movie on the couch, and that's okay. Balance is the key. As far as taking care of my body, our job is a lot of stress on our joints. So I do take joint supplements. I take fish oil. I take glucosamine. You know, multivitamin. I don't really, you know, nothing too crazy. Like multivitamin, fish oil, glucosamine, vitamin A, vitamin E. There's a complex of a whole bunch of vitamins that I take. But nothing too crazy. Biggest vitamins and biggest doctors are sleep, rest. So
sleep and rest.
If something is bothering you, you gotta catch up on some
I think
sleep
knowing your
and
limits
rest.
as well. Like some weeks I can take 6 days a week. I could do like 7-8 sessions a day, and it's nothing. And then some weeks, like 1 session a day is killing me. So I'm like, okay, I'm feeling run down. I'm gonna either slow down this week or make sure I put some extra rest in there. Eat some better foods. Get that extra vitamin C. Like just know when my body is like, hey, I'm about to just hit a wall, so that you don't hit that wall. So I'll be like, Shark, keep on, you know, keep on top, like fish oils, glutamine. I take a lot of that sort of supplements. Nothing crazy. Sleep. Knowing if I'm in pain, all right, I have to get a massage or
like,
take care of it. Like
you could, sleep is the most important. Sleep. I like to take warm, like hot bath, chill out a little bit. You know, I don't take ice baths anymore. I used to take ice baths when I was competing in swimming and boxing, but sometimes if like a specific joint bothers me, I'll do like an ice pack for that joint, and that seems to help. So yeah, no rocket science here. Pretty simple.
There's no secrets we're not giving you. There's been a lot of comments here about Shark and your heart attack. Just everyone's like inspired and saying, you know, glad you made it through and how much of a fighter you are. So loads of nice comments here for you, Shark. Steven, since you talked about books, would you mind recommending us a book on fighting or boxing? Your favorite, maybe?
Ooh, on fighting or boxing? I don't really read books on fighting or boxing. You know, I feel like that's what the gym is for. You know, learning your boxing and fighting. The kind of books that I read though is more for like performance. You know, sports performance books, things of that nature. There's a good one, Sports Performance for Athletes. I think it's called something very simple, but you know, kind of breaks down like the different muscle types, how you can improve speed, how you can improve power. So not so much, you know, specific books on boxing or fighting. You know, it's more so books on conditioning.
Big Jack has asked a question. Is strength and conditioning crucial for boxing?
100%.
100%.
Yeah, 100%.
You gotta be versatile. You gotta be versatile. You can't be just fast or just have the best technique. You gotta be good at everything. Boxing is you can't be one-dimensional. You you got to be good at everything. You got to be good at footwork. You got to have good speed. You got to have good power, good precision. You got to be smart. That's the most important thing. You know, your fighter's IQ, and obviously conditioning is a huge part of that. You know, you gotta be able to hang in there and you know, perform at the top level.
The engine wins in the end. I feel like.
Like Joe Fraser said, fatigue makes a coward of us all.
Yeah.
So you gotta be in shape. You gotta have that gas tank.
And just to kind of go back off you say, you know, like it's the whole package, you know, like I think, you know, strength and conditioning is crucial for any sport, you know what I mean? Like if you just work in the gym, work on your technique, you're going to be super technical, but then, you know, your speed and power is going to lack. But then at the same time, if you're just working on speed, power, you know, things like that, your technique's going to lack. So, you know, you got to find that balance of how you're going to work everything into one package.
That's true. I can even give it a specific example regarding that. My freshman year of college, our head swimming coach decided not to do any strength training. We only did swimming and yoga. Yoga was our strength training. And so what I noticed with my performance, I was a breaststroker and my events were 50, 100 and 200 breaststroke. So because we didn't do much strength training, I was lacking explosiveness. But because we were doing more swimming and more yoga, my endurance got better. So my 200 was much better, on the much better level than my 150, which more sprinter events. So, and then starting sophomore year, he decided to bring the weight room back into the routine, and we started doing the strength training on the regular basis 3 times a week, and my sprinting events got much better, and I ended up being All-American in my junior year. I was 6th in the nation in the 100 breaststroke. So yeah, it's gotta be like we were just talking about. You gotta be versatile.
Yeah.
But again, it depends. If I were to focus on just the 200, or if I was a long distance event swimmer, I wouldn't probably do much of a strength work. I would still do weight room, but it would be different approach.
It's kind of like that sprinter versus marathon runner. It's 2 very different physiques and training styles.
Very different.
Energy demand, really.
Yeah.
A couple of people have asked, how do you get better at jump roping? And is there a specific jump rope routine you would recommend?
For me, to get better at jump roping, you jump rope.
Yes.
I also like, though, if you're, you know, really not good, you're not getting it. I drop the jump rope and I'll just do, you know, on my toes side to side, forward and back. I'll draw a box, you know. And then I like to keep mine reactive. You know, when I'm with my clients, you know, I'll have them jump rope, and instead of just sitting there letting them jump for 3 minutes, you know, I'll say side to side now, so they'll go side to side, forward and back. You know, swivel the hips, things like that, just to keep it reactive.
I would do that too. Like get in your boxing stance in the ropes. You're shifting body weight while you're jumping. Yeah, that's better than just timer. Let's go. I mean, the timer's great, just endurance, or if you're warming up. But if you're trying to progress, definitely add in some variations. What about you, Shark?
Yeah, what Steven said, to get better at jump rope, you gotta do jump rope. Like if you buy a skateboard, to learn how to ride a skateboard, you gotta ride a skateboard, right? It's a matter of experience. It's a matter of getting your body used to it, your nervous system, because it's all about timing. Jump rope is all about timing and rhythm, and you just gotta get your reps in. You gotta get your body used to it.
Yes, I'm excited for the Woodley and Till fight. I got Darren Till in that one as well.
What about you, Shark?
For me, I could easily see Till winning this one. I'm surprised he made 169. Did you know that?
He actually works with our nutrition team, so shout out to Lockhart and Leak nutrition team.
Oh yeah. So I don't like predictions. May the best man win.
Guys, we got a couple minutes left, so I'm gonna go through your questions. If you have any questions, fire them in real quick. Does Jason still work there? Jason Zickerman, of course, does. He's now part of this wall here. He is still here. Shark, your dogs are still typing away here, which is, you're the $1 million man with dogs that can type. Any other questions, guys, let us know. I know someone did ask me, can we go over calorie deficit? That itself is like, I would want at least 15-20 minutes. So let's do that the next day instead of giving a terrible rushed answer. Here's a question here, Connor or who we got?
Connor could be.
Connor.
That's a tough one, man. I got Connor's second round stoppage. Khabib misses a lot of takedowns, but if he gets on top of you, you're not getting up. But I think Connor stopped a few takedowns, and like I said, I hate predictions, but I can see a TKO in the second from coming from Connor.
Yeah. Wow. What about you, Shirt?
Like I already said, I don't like predictions.
That's my win.
But I could, for me, it's either Conor by knockout or Khabib by finish on the ground.
Yeah.
Here's a great question. What about books for the mind? I'm really into books for the mind lately. Like, if you can change your mindset, you could do anything you want. Like, your body follows your mindset.
My favorite book, the one, and what I've been doing right now, recently I started, so about 3 or 4 weeks ago, I started meditating, and I meditate, there's a lot of different ways to meditate. The way I do it is I listen to this audiobook, it's called The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. So I put everything away, and it's not that I'm listening to podcasts on my phone. I put everything away, everything's off, and I sit there, just close my eyes, I listen to it.
Yeah.
Very, very powerful stuff. I would recommend to anybody, if you can read The Power of Now and try to understand what the message in that book is. I have no doubt that it will help you in every single aspect of your life.
How you see?
For me, the kind of mind books I like to read is more for like how people act and why we do the things we do. So there's a good one called Thinking Fast and Thinking Slow. It's kind of a lengthy book, but it just kind of breaks down like why people do the things they do, and like more psychology type books. That's more what I'm into, as opposed to like self-help books. But there's a good one called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck.
I was gonna say that, like I'm reading that right now. The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck.
Yeah.
It's orange and it says the word fuck. It's great. It's I'm only like literally started it.
Really?
But I like that sort of mindset book.
Yeah, I read that book in like 2 days. It's great.
Okay, Steve, you read that question there.
I love Stoicism. I really think Stoic philosophy helps me prepare my mind and makes me stronger from the inside. Yeah, I agree.
Oh, that was a question.
Yeah. Stoic philosophy.
Have you heard of that?
Stoic. I'm very, very briefly. I brushed over Stoic philosophy. That's the guy right there. Daniel Kahneman. That's the guy from Thinking Fast and Thinking Slow. But Stoic philosophy, I don't want to talk about it. I brushed over it really, really briefly, but I couldn't really tell you what it was about. Yeah.
I've actually started reading a lot of Tony Jeffries gave me a lot of great ones, and my client Mike about kind of like entrepreneurship, but also just having passion in anything you do. Like we were saying earlier, you don't have to own your own business to be passionate about what you do and believe in what you do. Whether you work for someone or yourself, be passionate about it. Work for the outcome, not for the income, is like something I like to do. But this book, Start With Why.
Yeah.
You heard of that?
Yeah.
It makes you like find out why you're doing what you're doing.
Right.
Then like the how and the what comes after. But really like have your your morals and your why you do it, like why you want to be a trainer. Have that ingrained, because people will gravitate to your beliefs and your beliefs. Like.
Right.
So I can tell like your training style, because that's your beliefs, right?
Yeah.
So if I want to, I want to train with you because of your beliefs, not because you're like, hey guys, train with me, $50. Hey, train with me, $50.
Yeah.
You're not just shouting out like what you want. You're just living your truth with it,
Right.
and then people will gravitate to that.
Yeah, I agree.
So the book, Start With Why. As like we work here for Boxenberg. We're also like individual trainers in here, like individual little companies within the gym. So how to find your niche and go from there. That's great.
Yeah, I actually just put that in my Amazon cart too, so that's coming to Start With Why. Yeah.
Any other questions? No other questions coming up. Some people have ordered the books we've been talking about, which is great.
Nice.
A lot of hellos. Right, well, we got no more questions, so we'll finish up here. So if you don't already, follow me and the guys on our Instagrams. You can ask them more questions if there's something that popped up here that you want more info on. Give them a follow, give them a message, and they'll answer any more questions you have. So I am Kerrie, KEORIE_BNB. Stephen?
STEVEN_BNB. You guys have any more questions, guys? DM me. I'll get back to you as quick as I
Slide
can.
into his DMs.
Yeah.
And I'm Shark_BNB. Thank you guys for listening, tuning in. Thank you,
Shark.
Cass, for having us. It was a pleasure,
Appreciate
guys.
it, guys.
Guys, thanks for interacting with us and all your questions. We'll get these guys on again, and we'll get more questions done. We'll definitely go over calorie deficit next time. And like I said, follow these guys, follow me. Any questions, reach out to us individually.
One more thing.
Peace. Yeah.
Stay ready.
Stay ready. All right, let's
See
end
you
it.
guys.
See you later, Shark.